what's up everybody? So in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Incipio Clamcase Plus for the iPad Pro 9.7. It's a Bluetooth keyboard case. So Clamcase has been fairly recently been acquired by Incipio, but before that they've been around for a while as a company and they've been making these Bluetooth keyboard cases for several different iPads for a while now, and I found them to be the best Bluetooth iPad keyboard on the market. So I've had them for multiple different devices, I still do. So we've got one here for our iPad mini. So that's what that looks like. We've got one for the iPad Air 2 as well. So these are white, obviously. There you go. And so this is the version for your iPad Pro 9.7. That's a nice silvery color here, almost a space gray type of a color. It looks very nice, matches up with the black iPad Pro there. So you may be wondering, can't I just get the iPad Air 2, or if I had one for the iPad Air 2, can I just continue using that for the iPad Pro 9.7 because they're the same size? And the answer is yes and no. It's not designed for the iPad Pro 9.7, and mainly because of the camera cutout on the back. So if you notice there's a difference between the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, the camera cutouts are different, so your camera might be blocked here, it just wouldn't fit. Moreover, if I tried to pop it in here, the iPad Pro would be sticking out and popping out of this top portion here, and therefore that's where the buttons are aligned for your volume and power, so you wouldn't be able to click on those buttons. I know I've tried, it's a bummer, but if you want proper functionality of the case, you need to get the version that's made for the iPad Pro 9.7 here. So quick tour around the device here. So here's the outside of it, a bit of Clamcase logo there. Like I said, it's this grayish space gray kind of color. It's got a matte black hinge, soft touch hinge there, Clamcase branding on the bottom, rubberized feet for traction so it can slip all over the place. You already saw the cutout for the camera. It does provide a little bit of raise protection if you're concerned about that as a case. Before we take a further look at the device, we can take a quick look at the specs here. So there it is, Clamcase. They're now owned by Incipio. Scroll down. It is $130 it retails for, and that price I wouldn't recommend you picking it up. Clamcase does have sales every now and then. They just had a holiday sale for 40% off, so they'll take these on discount every now and then. They also sell through Amazon, so check out Amazon. I'll have the link in the description for Amazon pricing, as you might pick up some sales there from time to time. Color options, this is the only color option you've got here, is this color. So if you got a white iPad, it probably still looks okay, but if you're concerned about the white not matching the space gray, your only color option here is that space gray color. Tech specs here, made for iPad Pro 9.7, charging via USB. So there's a micro USB charging port on the side to charge it. But as they're going to mention here at the bottom, I think here, there you go, battery life. This thing lasts forever. They say weeks. I don't remember how often I charge it. I don't charge it very often at all. I use this thing every day. Battery life on the keyboard itself is phenomenal. You'll rarely have to charge it. It's got some indicator lights here, so there's your indicator light. It'll indicate if you hit this function, and there's a battery option here, icon. So if you hit function and battery, it'll blink and it'll show you your battery status. If you hit function, and there's your Bluetooth for your Bluetooth indicator. What else? Features. So here we go. Features: spacious island style keyboard. So it's a chiclet style. Much like your Apple keys. They have very good travel. You can hear them there. Very clicky, very tactile. And it is easy to type. We'll get into that a little bit later. So you got a nice spacious keyboard. Aluminum and polycarbonate enclosure. So it's aluminum base with a polycarbonate kind of backing here. And that's probably to keep the weight down so that's not too heavy. I've had a different keyboard case for my iPad Pro 12.9. Zag doesn't make, I'm sorry, Clamcase doesn't make one for the 12.9, so I got a different one. That model is all aluminum and is super heavy, so the polycarbonate helps to keep the durability as well as the weight down a bit. It does have that patent hinge with infinite viewing. We'll go into that and what that looks like. iPad wakes and sleeps automatically, so that's very key. So when you get a case for your iPad, you want that auto sleep wake functionality, so you don't have to open the case, hit the power button or anything else all the time to wake it up. So that's always important. Easily insert and remove iPad, we'll show you that. Bluetooth auto pair. Bluetooth pairing is fairly straightforward and simple, not a problem. On off keyboard, there's a switch on the side. Battery and power, again, this thing lasts forever. You won't have to worry about how long the keyboard's going to last you. Rarely have to charge it. It's got a bunch of specialized shortcut keys. We'll show you that as we take a tour of the keyboard. Environmental and customers, etc. So that's a quick spec overview of the keyboard itself. So like we're saying, polycarbonate build. Sorry guys, struggling. You've got some cutouts here in the bottom for your speakers as well as your lightning adapter. Actually, I think this is just for cooling because your speakers are for front firing speakers on this thing. And there is, again, your on-off switch cut out for your headphone jack there. So if you open it up, there's your auto on-off wake functionality. If you take a quick look again, so like I was mentioning before, you've got some spacing up here. We can quickly try to show you that. You got some spacing up here on the case, if you notice at the corners, for where the speakers are positioned, so that it doesn't obscure the audio coming out of this thing, because the iPad Pro, as you all know, has very great, phenomenally rich audio coming out of this speaker design. So we'll show you that as well. It does not obstruct the speaker sound. It sounds fine. And if we take a quick look at the keyboard here, again, they're very well laid out. The keys, if we put it down, I'll show you with my hands. I'm a fairly bigger guy, and I can comfortably rest my palms here and type on this thing no problem. There's very good travel. It's not cramped. And the other thing that you'll notice too on this keyboard is, oftentimes when they design keyboards like this, they'll try to cram everything in, and things like shift keys, either you only get one or they're very small. So certain keys they reposition or they cram in there. Not so on this keyboard. Everything is well laid out, just like a standard Apple keyboard with the chiclet style keys are going to be. You have full shift keys on both sides. You've got your normal Apple style arrows here with your command option button, spacebar. Everything is very reachable, very easy to type, and more importantly, or not more importantly, but in addition to, they've got some additional function keys here. So in the top row. So we'll take a quick look here. You've got your home key, lock, your backlit keyboard, brightness control. So I don't know if it's coming through in this light, but it is backlit. You can control that with these keys here. Automatically launch a browser, automatically get to your search, keyboard, media controls, as well as your volume controls, mute, softer, louder, and Siri control there. So really quickly I can show you home. If we actually launch into something, there's a browser, hit home, it'll take you to your home obviously. Double click that and just like taking the home button, you'll get your multitasking options there for quick launch of applications. Again, your brightness controls for your keyboard. Hit the search to get to your iOS universal search. You can hit a keyboard key, so if I'm anywhere here and I'm typing on my keyboard, but I want that keyboard to pop up, so if I'm actually typing out something, but I want the on-screen keyboard, I can just hit that key, it'll come up, because maybe I want access to my emojis. Emojis are always important these days, you can do that. Home, you got your media controls, so if you're watching this thing, you're watching videos, playing music, you've got media controls, back, forward, play, pause. Volume keys all work there, mute button, and Siri control. So all that works. What else? Audio, like I was saying, so the cutouts here are there's a little bit of gap there, so it does not block the audio coming out of the iPad. So if we go into some music here, we can play that. So there you go. It sounds really nice. The iPad speakers are very rich sounding. It does not block that. No problems with blocking the speakers and having access to that rich sound in the new iPad Pros there. What else can we kind of go through on this thing? So those are major features and functionality. I think we can go through some of maybe the hinge. So you prop it up as a laptop, which is awesome. I use this every day for basic use, web browsing, banging out some quick emails on this. But more importantly, if you want to use it for leisure, video watching, watching YouTube videos, movies, etc., and that's where the hinge comes into play. So it's very natural as a keyboard and laptop style. You can then fold the hinge back like this. So if you just want to bring the laptop closer to you, and you just want to use a touchscreen for simple simple tasks, maybe playing games, watching movies. You can fold it back like this. It acts like a stand. It also brings in the screen closer to you, and you do it with that keyboard. So reachability is much better. You don't have to look at the keyboard. And when you bend it backwards, it deactivates the keyboard. So you don't have to worry about touching the keys on the bottom, activating anything on the screen by accident. When you flip it back, if you saw that the Bluetooth light lights up, it automatically reconnects back into your keyboard. So that's nice and fast. You don't have to worry about reconnecting the Bluetooth. It connects very fast, deactivates very fast when you flip it back. So that's an awesome feature. You can also prop it up and stand it up like this if you really want. It slides around because there's no real feet at the bottom here, but if you're careful, it's more than fine. The other thing is, if you just want to use it in portrait mode, I don't. I mainly use it in landscape because I mainly use it as a laptop style, or I'll watch videos. So I'll exclusively have it in this thing and I'll use it in landscape. But if you want to use it in portrait, you can fully close this thing up backwards this way. So that's how thick it's going to look. And you can just hold it in your hands, use it in portrait mode. It won't activate anything on the screen because once you have it bent back like this, it deactivates the keyboard. So it may feel a little weird, but you won't have to worry about activating anything with the keyboard at all. It adds the bulk, obviously, of the case to it, so if you want to use it in portrait mode like this, you'll have some hand fatigue in holding it. It's not really meant for standing up and holding long term, but you can, if you want, you can cradle it or sit down and hold it. It's possible. It doesn't bother me because, again, I use it mainly in landscape, but if you like to use it in portrait mode a lot, this will get weighty and you're going to want to pop it out of the case. So pop it out. We can do that here. Just quickly grab it, pops right out. Fairly simple. And then just lay it back down in here and pop it right back in. So it's not hard to pop in and out. I don't do it because it would have pain to always do that. And like I said, I primarily like to use it in this mode anyway. So this keyboard is a nice fit for me. That's pretty much the major features and functionality of the case. I know there's a lot of Bluetooth keyboard cases out there for iPads. There's a ton of them at much lower costs, but none that I've used is as nice as this one. I think this is the best one out there on the market. I have them for all the iPads in the family. I like the build quality. It's still a very slim profile compared to some other cases. I like that aluminum bottom. It's a very nice look. It's fairly slim. The keyboard is phenomenal. A lot of good travel. All the function and quick shortcut keys you're going to want at the top here. Quick connection to Bluetooth. Very versatile design. You're able to use it as a laptop. Be able to use it in just movie watching mode, if you will. Be able to bend it all the way back and use it in portrait mode. So from a feature, functionality, design, and versatility, I don't think there's a better keyboard case for your iPad, an iPad Pro. I wish they made this for the 12.9-inch model. I would totally pick that up. But again, at $130, I get it. It's definitely pricey. I don't recommend it at that price. That is a very steep price to pay, but it does go on sale from time to time. And when it does, I definitely recommend it as device, pound for pound, as a Bluetooth keyboard case. This is the best on the market. So as always, if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody.